This is News.PH, but it's not politics as usual. I'm Pia Hontiveros. Tonight, more than 48 hours after the polls closed, the administration's Team Pinoy is leading in the latest partial and unofficial tally of the Parish Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting, or PPCRV. The discussion now turns to what this will all mean for the Senate, for the fight for the Senate presidency, and for 2016. Our guests, Congressman Miro Quimbo, spokesman for Team Pinoy, just newly re-elected as Marikina Congressman. Sino yung naging kalaban mo, me?
Hindi niya alam.
Yeah.
What?
Hindi niya kilala, hindi niya
You know, we
alam.
politicians hindi namin naalala yung pangalan.
And Congressman Toby Tiangco, campaign manager for UNA, or the United Nationalist Alliance, just newly re-elected also as Navotas Congressman. Kilala mo yung...
Ha?
Kilala mo?
Hindi rin.
Good evening, gentlemen. What a gentlemanly thing to say about yung mga kalaban nyo. Okay, let's begin with the 12 senators whose terms end in 2016. So ito yung mga sasalubong dun sa bagong papasok, okay? And we're going to show this now in graphics so that it's easier to understand. And we're waiting for it. But anyway, okay. So there's Tito Soto. What we want to do kasi is to count eh. No? We have to do a count. We have to do the math.
So it's who? Tito
So
Soto?
there's Tito Soto, Lito Lapid, Bong Revilla, TG Gingona, Ralph Recto, Jinggoy Estrada, Bongbong Marcos, Frank Drilon, Juan Ponce Enrile, Miriam Santiago, Serge Osmeña, and Pia Cayetano. So that's 12. Okay.
Parang bilis mo mag-type.
Who's on whose side now? Although this is what we also asked last week, no, of Senator Drilon. But Toby, you tell me first. Who's on UNA's side? Dito, sa mga nandito.
Dito sa mga nandito, Jinggoy and JPE.
Jinggoy, JPE, and si Tito Soto.
Tito Sen. Yes.
Tito Sen.
Tito Sen.
Nakalimutan mo, ah.
No. Jinggoy, JPE, Tito Sen.
Jinggoy, JPE, Tito Sen. Yun lang, ano?
Oo, tapos ang...
Teka muna, yung sa'yo lang.
Oh, yan
okay.
lang, yan lang.
Shall we also count Bong Revilla in your column after what happened in Cavite?
After what happened today
Since Monday, and then
Monday,
hanggang ngayon. Hindi pa, no?
Let's see. I don't think it's that simplistic na just because of one event.
Yeah, ganun na.
Oh.
Okay. So, 3. Okay? 3 out of the 12.
Yes.
Okay. Miro, sa iyo
Yes.
naman yung, sa inyo,
Well, we have...
sa Team Pinoy.
I wasn't able to write everyone, but you have Serge Osmeña, you have Pia. Who else?
Ralph
You
Recto.
have Lito Lapid.
Lito
you have
Lapid.
Drilon. You have Ralph Recto.
Ralph
TG.
Recto.
You have TG Gingona.
Miriam Santiago.
Miriam has always been supportive of the administration. I think...
Nakalimutan mo si Bongbong Marcos.
No, I said,
To
no,
a certain
I haven't
extent.
talked about Bongbong yet.
Ah,
But
okay.
I think Bongbong has always been supportive. I think the realignment will take place closer to 2016 as to what Bongbong wants to do come 2016. But
Yeah.
if you're talking about off
For
the bat
now muna.
2013,
Oo.
we're counting on Bongbong. He has
Yeah,
endorsed
okay.
Team Pinoy, and so has his sister in the current elections.
Okay. So, 8. Total 8.
Yes.
8 out of 12. Okay. So, let's talk about who's coming in. So, like I was saying, this is based on the latest partial and unofficial count. Of course, it can change. Di natin alam, ano? So, partial and unofficial, we have Bam Aquino, Grace Poe, Coco Pimentel, Lauren Legarda, Sonny Trillanes, Alan Cayetano, I almost said Rene Cayetano,
Alan.
Cynthia Villar, Cheese Escudero, JV Ejercito Estrada, Nancy Binay, Greg Onasan, and Sonny Angara. So, dito Toby, sa inyo, sina?
JV, Nancy, and Honasan.
Okay, so that's 3. Even if, because the latest official count naman from COMELEC, dahil nga medyo mabagal ang COMELEC ngayon, medyo nakapasok ata si Gordon. Pero, you know, even if you add Gordon, and a drop naman si
Kanila
Onasan,
pa
so
rin.
that's 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Miro, sa inyo naman sina?
Well, practically everybody else. You have
Yeah.
Grace Po, you have Bam, you have Coco, you have Lauren, you have Senator Trillanes, Alan Cayetano, Cynthia Villar, you have Cheese Escudero, and you have Sunny Angara.
Sunny Angara. Okay. So, let's do the math, Toby. So, 3 plus 3, 6.
6 kami.
6 sa inyo. Miro, 8 plus 9, 17.
Parang ayoko na bilangin Toby, no?
Bakit?
Hindi, bakit kulang ng isa?
Bakit?
Bakit?
17 plus
6, 23 lang.
9. Ilan
Hindi,
yun?
6 kami.
6.
Tas
17 plus 6.
23 lang. May isa tayong nakalimutan.
Miriam. I think Miriam, we didn't count Miriam.
No. Miriam is
No,
here.
na-mention niya kanina si Miriam.
Naku, nadagdag bawas. 17, 18, 19, 20,
24
21,
dapat
22, 23.
But I think with 17, it's a very dominant majority.
8 plus 9, di ba? Bakit ganun? No,
We're
we're
missing
supposed to have
someone.
24.
Yeah.
We'll have commission on audit. We'll have some accountants
Hindi, pero ang key,
checklist.
ang key block dyan yung NP.
Nationalista.
Oh, kasi
okay. You're talking of Sunny Trillanes, the two
Yes,
Cayetanos.
5 kaagad sila eh.
Oh, Sunny, okay. Trillanes, Villar, Cayetano, Marcos.
Yes.
Tama?
Yes.
Okay. Pero, may sinabi ka kasi, di ba, Toby, na during the campaign, or etong lately lang, hindi naman daw talaga Team Pinoy, pero Team NPCNP.
No, what I'm saying is
Oh,
that,
okay.
hindi Team Pinoy, hindi sinasabi ko, pag LP ang pag-uusapan,
Okay.
isa lang talaga ang LP doon.
Oo.
So, may sa 12,
Tama.
Sa
Of the
9,
12, sa 9 na pumasok.
isang
Oo.
LP,
Yeah.
3 NP ba? 3 NP, 2 independent, isang NPC.
Okay. So, dapat, sabi mo, ang tawag doon, Team NPCNP, parang gano'n.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not trying to make you mix up.
Hindi ko na papatuloy.
Parang
Basta
Yeah, because-
panalo kami.
Oo,
So,
panalo kayo. Kaya lang, tama rin siya, di ba? Kasi coalition naman talaga kayo, di ba?
Yeah, but
Kasi hindi naman talaga pumapasok. Bukod kay BAM, yung ibang LP. So
yeah,
far.
pero it does not in any way. I mean, remember, this is the president's coalition slate. So it's not about LP, it's not about NP, but it's the president. So more than anything else, of course, this is all after the elections na naman eh.
Yes.
But the direction always has been in terms of argument is sila Toby has always been harping that this is the weakness of the LP. But unfortunately, this is a coalition.
Yeah.
However much you criticize the Liberal Party, many of which are unfounded, nonetheless, it's a coalition that supports the president.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. And this coalition that supports the president, obviously, so far, apparently has the majority, most likely have the majority in the Senate. More than the majority needed to take the Senate leadership, right?
Yes.
If the NP stays.
If the NP stays.
Kasi yung NP medyo solid yan eh. They're very tightly knit,
Yeah.
solid. So, and they
But
have...
why would the NP
No, I'm
not stay
saying
with
I
Team
cannot,
Pinoy?
I cannot double guess what they're planning. No?
Yeah.
Siyempre, alam naman, pagdating doon sa Senate, it's not only the NP that you look at. That's 24, di ba?
Yes,
We say it's 24 republics, di ba?
Yeah.
So, most probably, that will happen.
Yeah,
Most
okay.
Saan
probably.
sila
Although there's
pupunta?
although there is one NP there who would just love to see
Yun na nga.
JPE go.
Yes,
At saan sila pupunta?
But what I was saying
Dalawa,
was,
actually.
even
Tatlo
prior,
pa pala.
Sino yung tatlo?
Di...
Pangalanan mo. Sige na,
Hindi,
come on. Tayong tatlo
obviously,
lang
based
nandito.
on the most recent controversy, you're talking about the 2 Cayetanos. And you're talking about Sunny Trillanes.
Yeah.
Hindi, pero sinasabi ko,
Majority.
even before the elections, if they really wanted it, or if they were united in wanting it,
Yeah.
they could have gotten it away from Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile. But I think, I'm guessing, I'm not an insider in the Senate, but I'm guessing that there might have been 2 people who wanted it. In that group who were
Yeah.
not with us.
Yeah.
So, di sila makabuo ng 14 at that time.
Oo.
So, dito, dapat lang, syempre, to keep it, to get it, there must only be one that would want
okay.
it.
But Miro has a legitimate question also. So where would they go? Hindi
Walang
ba?
pupuntahan eh. In fact-
anong gagawin nila? They're gonna go over to JPE, Jinggoy, and so on.
Hindi mo, alam mo, walang imposible dyan eh. Walang
I
imposible.
can't see Alan Cayetano and Sunny
No,
Trillanes
not Alan and Sunny, but I don't know how the NP will conduct it. No? But what I'm saying is, observing them, they've been very solid and tightly knit. I mean, may camaraderie yung NP unlike the other parties, no. Admittedly, yung
unlike
NP may
the other parties.
no, because yung NP may cruises yan eh. Alam naman ni ano yan eh. May cruises sila, may bonding sila. So iba yung bonding ng NP. So magsasama-sama yan. Pag nakuha nila yung NP, talagang
Ganun talaga. Yung mga NP may mga cruise. They go on a cruise. Yung mga LP, marami kaming pinapasan na cruise. No, but I think, what happens there is, it's all up in the air. We can't simply say that these are the parties or this is the majority. But obviously, if the majority, meaning if the team that supported the president wants to make a decision in changing the leadership, they have the numbers to do it. But what we are seeing is, at this point in time, sometimes it is so difficult to predict these guys that you don't really know who that person will be. Everybody talks about it, Senator Drilon or...
Is there any other possible candidate?
Alam ko na kung sino nakalimutan natin. Nakalimutan natin si Coco.
Andiyan si Coco.
Nandiyan ba?
He's
23. Hindi ko makuha bakit 23.
Ang isang dilemma pa dito is Senator Miriam might actually be leaving soon for The Hague. So that's also a matter that needs to be undertaken.
Okay. I'm going to count it again during the break. In a while. That's in about 30 seconds from now.
Okay.
So hindi pa natin alam
Pero admittedly may upper hand talaga sila.
Pero sino yung kandidato for Senate President? Drilon, di ba?
Well, I don't wanna get there because never namin pinag-usapan yun. Pero I think let me just stress that even if it will be disputed, even before the elections, had the Liberal Party or had the President's supporters wanted to change the leadership, it was actually possible at a certain point in time. But people made the decision that there were like 2 session days to go. So, why create
among those who made that decision not to is yung mga LP, di ba? LP centers.
Yes, because people felt like it might just become a political campaign issue. And we didn't want to get into that. There was no pluses over the minus.
Pero I think the more practical reason for that was there's 2 session days left. Madaming ipapasang bills eh. May mga hinahabol eh. Pag nag-change ng leadership, mag-change ng committee chairmanships, diba? So hindi lalo mapapasa yung bills ng presidente. And kanina pinag-uusapan yung victory, no? We admit it's a victory for the president. Admit, but not for LP.
Okay, wait, we're going to have to take a short break.
The chairman of the party is the
we're going to have to
president.
take a short break because I need to check the math again. News.PH will be right back. Stay with us. Wait. 9 plus 9, 18. Okay.
Yes.
So, mahiwagang nawawalang isang senador. Welcome back. Wait, sandali guys. You're still watching News.PH on the Solar News channel. I'm Pia Hontiveros. Okay, we've solved the mahiwagang matematika. So it's 9, not just 8, Miro, no? Including Revilla. So it's 9 plus 9 is 18.
Yes.
Okay. 18 sa inyo, 6 ang una. So 18 plus 6 is 24.
Yes.
At least we know how to count. Okay. So, is there legislation that President Aquino wants passed? Critical, important legislation in the next Congress?
Yes.
What would that be?
First business of the day is the charter that will now carry out the Mindanao peace process. So there's been an agreement with the MILF. You need an enabling law that will carry that out. That's going to be potentially controversial. And I think, it will involve the different disputing interests in Mindanao as well as politically. It's a major decision. So we expect a lot of fireworks from that.
Fireworks meaning
Fireworks,
there are going to be people who will not.
Yes, and I think the president has seen with the syntax debates where it was almost a certainty day before the voting, and then when the votes were cast, the syntax only won by one single vote.
Okay.
So that off the bat, that's one, and then secondly is really on the expansion on the human capital investment program, meaning on the expansion of the CCT program, as well as on the overhaul of the educational the higher education system, meaning on the state subsidy for state colleges and universities, coming up with a CCT-like program, that's potentially going to be contentious too. And a number of revenue measures that are needed.
Is Una going to give the president a hard time on these?
No, not, deliberately not. No, we've said
Deliberately not.
It's never deliberate because it's in their nature.
No, it won't be deliberate that we will give passing of bills a hard time. No, the thing is, of course, as fiscalizers, we have to make sure that it's really good for the people. It's just a check and balance. No, but you've seen in the past, even these people. I mean, Soto, Senator Soto, Senator Jinggoy, JPE. Prior to the elections, they were very supportive of the president. No?
Yeah.
So I don't think anything will change with their attitude.
Okay.
So they won't be problems to the president.
A quick reply. Then
In all major legislation that the president pushed, they were on the other side. You talk about reproductive health. They were on the other side, and in fact, they were the main stumbling block. It's not to say that they're bad for the democracy. I think it's good that we have a fiscalizing opposition. But in fact, it's not just about Una. Meaning, we have seen that there were members of the administration themselves who eventually did not support the president in terms of unique and important legislation.
But interestingly, also, for example, JPE, Jinggoy, Soto, they voted to convict
Tsaka sa tingin ko, hindi
but
pwedeng basis yung RH is a bill that is not like all other bills because talagang may conscience vote talaga dun eh. Tsaka may, syempre, I mean, mahirap talagang pag-usapan. Yan ang, I mean, Miro will admit, yan ang bill na talagang nagkainitan, if ever, sa Congress. So, wala naman pinag-uusapan dyan na nagkakainitan eh. So, we can't treat it like any other bills. But I think doon sa syntax, meron dito sa, iba dito, I think it was JPE who, I don't know who
not JPE.
Who
among them supported the syntax. I'm not so sure about it.
Okay, let's move on now because we have two more things to talk about. Certain winning candidates and 2016. Let's talk about first Grace Pono. Did you guys see that she was going to surge?
Well, she was surging. She's always been surging. But I don't think, we did not anticipate that she'd be number one. We're pleasantly surprised at that development. But like we've been discussing since the other day, is that nobody's been observing that in August of 2007, on the very first survey, she was like number 27. She had
August 2000.
I'm sorry, of 2012. She had an 8% rating. So she was just down the cellar. And she was accelerating phenomenally. And in the last survey of SWS, she was number 4.
Yeah.
And in fact, she had pushed in a month's time, from number 8 and 9, she went to number 4. So there was a trajectory as far as she was concerned. And her awareness was pretty low at that point in time, the lowest. Same with Nancy Binay at that point in time, meaning she was still converting a lot. Unlike the other candidates where their exposure was already maximized.
Okay, let's talk about Nancy.
No, I'll talk about the surge of...
No, wag na. Sorry,
because
we're running out of time.
The surge is because of Surge Osmeña.
Yes.
So the surge is because of surge.
Pasalamat tayo kay Surge,
I think
diba?
the surge is primarily because she left Una and joined Team Pinoy.
No, she did not leave. I removed her.
You removed. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I admit it naman. I take full responsibility for it.
That's why she topped it, because there was sympathy when she was removed, but deep down among the leaders in Una, they still supported her.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Nancy.
Okay.
What was the strategy for her? Was it to not participate in debates and forums?
No, really? It was not that.
No.
She was a last-minute candidate, diba? I requested her to run nung nag-back out si Joey Divinesh on October 1. So siya yung walang preparation eh. So kailangan talaga mag-ikot siya, diba? So
really?
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with wag kang magsalita sa mga forum.
No. It had nothing to do with that. Talagang, because syempre, I felt responsible. Doon ako pinaka-kabado kay Nancy. Kasi if Nancy didn't make it, I mean,
patay ka.
How will I face the vice president, di ba?
Yeah.
Ako yung
kasi ikaw yung nagtula.
And tsaka ayaw ni VP.
Oo.
Nakumbinsi ko lang si Nancy. Nung nakumbinsi ko si Nancy, nakumbinsi ko si JPE at saka si ERAP. Kaya when I told VP about it, Sabi niya,
Yeah.
teka muna, hindi pwede. Sabi ko, sir, may excom tayo, yung dalawa pumayag na.
Oo.
So, doon ako talaga kabadong-kabado kay Nancy.
And now you're basking in the glory
No,
of
I'm not basking in the glory. It's all because
No, I
of
didn't mean
Nancy.
that badly.
No, it's all because of
Okay.
Nancy. Because
Okay.
she ran a good campaign. No? Tsaka talagang yung grassroots campaign ni VP, ang talagang kinopya ni Nancy, yung eyeball to eyeball, talagang
Kinopya niya yung
niya.
kampanya or was it really just her family name? It was her name, right?
Hindi, kinopya niya. Talagang makikita
Okay.
mo yung sipag niya. I mean, 6
Yeah.
days, 7 days a week, talagang kumakampanya si Nancy.
The Nancy jokes are going to get even more vicious, but they're probably going to make her even more popular, hindi ba?
Hindi, pero kahit naman, masakit na naman talaga yung iba eh. I mean, siyempre tao lang naman si Nancy eh. I mean, sa tingin ko nasasaktan rin siya.
Yeah. Okay. What happened to Jack Enrile?
I think he got affected talaga.
Because?
Nagkasabay-sabay. Imagine Jack answering issues 38 years ago
Yes.
in an interview where he should be talking about his programs of government.
Oh,
diba?
but that was his problem. He couldn't live down his Alfie Anido past, his Ernest, yung mga ganon.
Oo,
ano?
pero ang problema naman doon, lahat naman doon, hindi na, I mean, acquitted naman siya doon at hindi naman napatunayan
Okay.
na siyang gumawa noon eh.
Okay.
So, yun ang naging problema kay Jack.
Okay, let's talk about 2016. Because back in July 2012, I had interviewed Ompong Plaza. At the time, he was deputy spokesman for UNA, and he was saying that 2013 is going to be a proxy war between Marojas and Jojo Pinay.
Hindi, di ba, when I was here with
Yeah.
Senator Julon, I already said I beg to disagree with Ompong regarding
Okay,
that.
a proxy war between the two and a preview of 2016. Miro?
Well, I'm tempted to say that it is a proxy war because we won in this war. But it's not. It's not a proxy war. It's never been about the Vice President and Marojas. Because on our side is the President. What it established today is that the President has a much stronger endorsement power than any other popular individual. I think you cannot question the...
Because of the number of candidates.
Because of the number of
you know,
candidates that
oo.
he has been able to prop up.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the candidates in UNA are spectacular individuals. You look at Greg Hunasan, Mig Zubiri, Ernie Maceda. I mean, these are political giants. And unfortunately, from what we have observed, and it's not to denigrate or to lower the achievements of the Vice President, but a Vice President's endorsement, as we've seen in all our surveys, can only be positive for somebody in the family, meaning Nancy. It did not
The
in any way-
transfer
It did not
only
transfer to the
applies
other candidates.
to the one with the same name.
Yes,
diba?
and
wait.
people will
Oo.
say that.
Yeah.
People will probably accuse him of just because ang in-endorse niya si Nancy lang, wala namang iba. Hindi rin eh. Kahit pa niya endorse yung iba, nakita namin sa figures namin na hindi talaga siya magiging effective.
Oo.
So-
So, who is the stronger, the better endorser? Because you have President Aquino endorsing also, among others, his cousin, Bam Aquino. And Bam Aquino is like number what? 8? Parang
Number
ganun, ano?
7.
Number 7. Nancy Binay is ranking higher than Bam Aquino. You know, may comments na ganun eh.
Yeah, pero that's really taking it from left field, no, in trying to diminish. But look at the fact that the president was able to make 9 individuals win. Don't forget that. And many of them are not related to him at all. And how many were the 3 kings able to bring into the Magic 12? So in my mind, that's really the. But I think before we get lost in all these side issues, is that it's a referendum. It's a midterm election.
Yeah.
And the question before the voters were, are you happy with what's happening with the president?
Yes.
And we harped on that. If you are, please support the individuals whom the president feels like he's confident in as far as supporting his programs are concerned. And that's what this turnout is happening.
Okay, Toby.
Okay. Since Mira brought it up, no? First of all, si Lauren ba kung hindi in-endorso ng presidente, matatalo? Si Cheese ba kung hindi in-endorso, matatalo? Si Cayetano ba hindi in-endorso ng presidente, matatalo? Ito ayokong i-bring up to, no? But since he brought it up, I have to defend. No?
No, it's not. It's not.
Wait, si Lim.
Yeah.
Sa one-on-one, si Lim in-endorso ni presidente, natalo. Sa Laguna, si Egay San Luis, in-endorso ng presidente, natalo. Sa Cavite, si Ayong Maliksi, in-endorso ng presidente, natalo. Sa Pangasinan, si Nani Braganza, in-endorse ng presidente, natalo. No? Sa Palawan, in-endorse ng presidente si Baha Mitra, natalo. So, hindi naman lahat ng in-endorse ng presidente. So, it's not really about the endorsement. I'm saying this not to say that the president has no endorsement power o mahina. Sinasabi ko na doon sa example ng tatlo na si Alan Peter, si Lauren, saka si Cheese, kahit hindi in-endorse yun, mananalo. So, meron talagang malakas na kandidato. No? Kahit hindi in-endorse ng presidente,
well, that was an observation
mananalo.
of Pia.
Meron, pero meron naman talaga, nakita natin dito sa lokal, na talagang kung mahina yung kandidato, kahit malakas ang endorsement ng presidente, hindi rin mananalo. So talagang, maliwanag naman yun. Yun, one-on-one race. Mas makikita mo yung endorsement nun because endorsing 12 candidates doesn't mean na mas makikita mo yung endorsement power pag one-on-one.
Sige, okay. I'll take that argument.
Si Darlene Antonino.
I'll take that argument. I'll take that argument. First on the senators, would Cheese, I've said that and we've admitted that. Cheese, Alan, will always win. But will they be able to maintain their ranking? Look at the candidates in UNA who, at the start of August, were all in the top 6. And they're now down. They're not even in the Magic 12. So in our minds, it shows the strength of the endorsement power of the president. Secondly, it's true. The endorsement of the president is not a guarantee. And Toby has cited 7 individuals. And in fact, has cited 1 person in Metro Manila. But what about the 23 others endorsed by the president? And the 46 congressmen in Metro Manila endorsed by the president who won. So if you look at the endorsement power of the president, it's working 90% of the time. You cannot erode that simply by citing. Look, Alfredo Lim was against one of the most popular presidents whose name is associated with Tondo. And he had all the resources. He's very popular, very charming. So it was a difficult fight. You look at areas like Las Piñas, like Muntinlupa. The LP candidate who was challenging the incumbent was also pushed by the president. Nanalo din yun against the incumbent. Mahirap yung mga laban na pinasukan. Pangasinan, Cavite. We were all going against incumbents. But look at Cebu. It worked in Cebu. Nobody thought the Garcias could be brought down in Cebu.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to have to wrap up. So my last 2 questions. My last question for Toby is, will UNA be full-blown opposition in 2016? This was a question of
we've never been full-blown opposition. I've always maintained that we will support all the good programs.
Okay. So will you be full-blown opposition in 2016?
In 2016,
I mean, if you know Jojo Bina is going to be
we're going to run in 2016.
Yeah.
So in 2016 we will have a candidate.
Yeah, and you will be full-blown opposition because apparently
if the president supports an LP candidate.
Which is likely what is going to happen.
But remember, in Mitra won in the convention, but President Aquino did not support Mitra and instead supported Fidel Ramos.
Okay.
So if he supports an LP candidate, then of course we will be opposition.
Okay, and you're saying that if he supports someone else, like
if he supports Jojo Binay, how can they be?
Is that going to happen? Miro?
I can't foretell what happens 2 years down the road, but definitely I'm certain that knowing how the president has behaved and how he wants to take care of the legacy that he's building today, he wants to make sure that what happens in 2016 and after is that whatever he has built, and he knows can only be building blocks. It will only blossom after that, and he needs to make sure that, and he will endorse. In my mind, I see no reason from all the writings on the wall. I'm pretty certain that he will endorse somebody come 2016.
From the Liberal Party?
That would be the natural course. I mean, he's a stalwart of the Liberal Party, but we don't know what happens in 2016. Are we going to have a coalition with the Nationalista Party?
Yeah,
are we
exactly.
Going to,
will you still be in alliance with the NP and the NPC by then?
Who knows? We have that alliance today. It's working, so we don't know. The candidate could be from the Nationalista Party. It could be Toby Chanco for all we know.
And not Mar Rojas?
No.
Well, of course, Mar has always been in the running because he's the president of the party.
Nung isang araw sa Senate mo ko tinutulak, ayun, papalalim ng palalim yung bangin na
Ganun kita kamahal.
And on that note, dahil nagmamahal kang dalawa, thank you very much, Congressman Toby Tiangco and Congressman Miro Quimbo. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. And thank you for being with us. I'm Pia Hontiveros. This is News.PH. See you again next Wednesday. Good night.